So you start off with a set deck. And your deck is 10 cards. For the Ironclad, it's 5 strikes, 4 defends, and a bash. For the Silent, I believe it's 5 strikes, 5 defends, and then 2 other cards, which I'll leave as a mystery for now. As you go through the game, you add cards and make your deck better, and you can remove cards. So, I'm actually crazy, so I'm going to lose half my health to remove 2 cards, one of each of these. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is I like my deck being minute, like very small. The smaller your deck, the more reliably you can get certain cards, and I like the option of having 2 less cards, because now we have 8 cards, which means we'll get a hand of 5, and then our deck will recycle. So, my plan is also to try and hit question marks, because there are unknown rooms that could have fights, which is not optimal, but they also could have things like remove a card in them. And I would like to remove more cards, because if I remove most of the strikes and defends, by the time the game progresses... Oh, there we go. I will be fairly powerful. So, what do we want to do? Hitting question mark rooms is not super an option here. I can hit 1, and then here I can hit a couple more. The only problem is this mid-boss is going to get hard, whereas this way I can actually dodge the mid-boss by zipping around it. Now, I'm crazy, so we're going to fight the mid-boss. I'm probably going to lose. Just so you know, I'm probably going to lose. They are extremely difficult. Alright, we're going to bash him. And we're going to strike him. So, I'm sorry, I did not show you what the cards did, but this just deals 6 damage, and Bash deals 8 damage, costs 2 energy, and makes them vulnerable, so they take 50% more damage for 2 turns. This is the Cultist. The Cultist has, at the first turn, every time, cast Ritual. At the end of its turn, gain 3 Strength. Strength just makes your attacks deal more damage. So we're going to tank the fight, pretty much, because... this will gain 5 block until next turn, prevents damage. Now, the reason I didn't block more and just hit him once was that it's better for me to take a little bit of damage now than later, because as the fight scales up, as you can see, he gets more strength. And that is bad for moi. Now, I can deal him 18 damage by just slamming him with strikes 3 times, which means he's dead. Bam, we're done. With the Ironclad, most of the time, you can take some damage. We're going to grab Pommel Strike, because you don't have to. You can skip the card, but Pommel Strike is a pretty good one. It deals 9 and draws you a card. I don't know what kind of deck I want to build yet, but hopefully interesting cards will be offered me. And I will oftentimes neglect to take cards, because it's more important for me to... keep a small deck. As you can see, I'm again electing to take damage because this guy steals my money. I don't like that. If you kill him before this one, we just have to bash because we don't have any defense in our hand. If you kill him before he gets away, then you get your money back. If you don't, then as it turns out, you don't. Cool. Well, there is a max hand size, yes. I actually played that hand terribly, but the max hand size is, I believe, 10. And if you notice, at the end of your turn, you dump all the cards that were in your hand into... these are all terrible. Lose 3 health, I don't like that. Deal 4 damage, and you get an additional anger, but we have no way to draw cards right now. We have 1 card that draws cards, so that's bad, because it'll fill your deck up with garbage. And then Clothesline. 2, deal 12, apply 2 weak. That is nice, but it's not, to me, worth 2 energy. So we're going to skip it. So, when you draw your hand, let's say that's your hand, at the end of the turn, you'll dump off the cards into the graveyard, or the discard, with any cards that you used, and then, well, we'll watch. Watch what happens. We will skip this, we'll go to this battle, watch what happens. So here's my draw pile. Here's my discard. So this time we're going to double defend. We can take this one slower, and we'll pommel strike him. As it turns out, that was a very good idea. So, look, we only have 3 cards left, right? But we have to draw 5, so it recycles my discard back in. You never run out of cards. Well, how about it's hard to run out of cards. So we're going to bash him, and we're going to defend. I'll take a little bit of damage, but it gives me some opportunity to hit him hard next turn. So I'm not particularly good at the Ironclad, because as it turns out, I tend to... Wow, that's terrible. Alright, I guess we'll do it this way. I should have killed him. I'm very bad. Alright. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the cards, unfortunately. So, we'll kill him. It's actually so much fun with the Silent, because the Silent has a lot more card draw, which means you can run through your deck really fast. These are all terrible. The big thing to get used to is just ditch cards if you can. Yeah, we're going to purify and get rid of a card. What we're going to get rid of is a strike, because we don't need it. We've got 3, we've got 3 strikes left and 3 defense left and then 2 attacks. So we have a small deck that reliably does what we want it to. Now we're probably going to die to the boss, because if it's Goblin Knob, I just get destroyed. So, this one's very important to me. So, notice, by the way, he's vulnerable. He takes 50% more damage for 2 turns because he got vulnerable 2. So, if you notice it updates on the card, it says I could kill him now by striking him twice. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to defend, because when you kill these guys, I get vulnerable. So, I take 50% more damage next turn. I also chose to hit this one because this one is growing. That means he will deal more damage. Now, this is unfortunate. We're going to have to kill him to prevent that damage, and then we're going to block, but we're only block 4 of it. So we aren't doing much healing. If you notice, this usually just mitigates some lost health. It doesn't really gain you health often. So now, because he's not attacking, we'll just hit him hard. And now, because he's vulnerable, next turn we should kill him. Because there's no time limit, I should probably take more time in checking what the cards do, but I get a little impatient. So you can also have potions. That's fun. So here's the thing that's funny. I love this card. It's probably not a good card, but when your hand is small, or your deck is small, you can use it every other turn. And what it does is it gives you 2 strength, and at the end of your turn, it takes it away again. It costs 0, so you can play it for free, but it's essentially 1 card, make your other cards better. So, let's go fight that mini-boss. Oh, that's super bad. Well, there's no better time to begin than now. So, Lagavulin's gonna rock my world, because he hits hard, and also... yeah, he does lots of nasty things. So, if you notice, we actually can't out-defend him. This is not possible. So we're going to apply the weak potion to him and hit him. Yeah, so unfortunately, Lagavulin's more than likely going to kill me. That's the problem with having a this kind of a deck. Alright, we're going to bash him. And then I can just take the damage and deal him 16, or I can defend. I'm just going to bash him, because we're just going to die soon anyway. Like, I'm taking the damage mostly because I think it's better for me to just try and hit him hard and defend when I have multiple defends. Ooh, that's a bad hand. Oh well. If you notice, as you can see, unused block, which you'll see here, goes away at the end of the turn. So... now he's going to hit me hard again. Yeah, 18. So I have to use this or I will die. And we'll bash him, because there's no real other choice. So, yep, you'll get to watch me die. I got 2 health left. You can't run away. Flex. This will deal 7, deals 10, so I could deal him 20 damage. And I can't possibly kill him, so... I could have blocked and gained 4 more block, but there's no point, because you still die. So, as you can see, mini-bosses, very tough. You needed more health. So I didn't get to the boss, so I don't get offered a bonus when I try again.